welcome back to our library. Today, I'm with my wonderful husband, Colton. Colton, say hello.
Hi, that's me.
Today, we are going to recommend each other, or I guess not really recommend. It's more just like we picked two books. Yeah, re-recommending. Picking two books that we really want the other one to hurry up and read. That we constantly bring up to each other. And yeah, so it's kind of a recommendation, but also just kind of like a, hey, can you hurry up and read this so we can talk about it, please? Thank you. Which I feel like is definitely the case with how much I read compared to how much you read. You'll read a book and be like, read this, and I'll be like, okay, I have 8 before that one.
Whereas I read very slowly, so whenever she wants to recommend a book to me, if there's already one on my mind, I'm gonna like take longer to read that. Like it takes me anywhere from like a week to a month to finish a book, whereas you're pumping through 4 at a time each week. So yeah, these are just the top of our list for the others to read next.
Yeah. Who should go first?
I think you.
Okay, cool. I really want Colton to read The Conjure Man Dies by Rudolph Fisher. I read this for Black Halloween. It is one of my favorite books. I was actually reading this in the car on the way somewhere. We were going to one of your family members' homes, and I was like, hold on, let me finish the half of it on this car ride. And he was listening to music, and I would be reading and be like, oh my gosh, because just I liked how the twists and turns were written within this story. If you do not know, The Conjure Man Dies is the first detective novel written by a Black person. It was published in 1932. And it is about a conjure man has died. A doctor gets called over to like assess and be like, yes, he's for sure dead. But then his body goes missing. And there are these 2 characters that are they're just clowns. They're just hilarious. But they're trying to like take the tension off of them since they're the one who found the body. So it's following them as they're going around town trying to figure out like who the suspects are. Could it be like an angry client? Could it be like another conjure man is like out to get this one? And just the way that the story is weaved and told, there's a lot of like humor breaks because of these 2 hilarious characters. And it's just interesting to see what is written at the time in a detective novel. Like one guy was like, oh, I touched and moved the body around, that's not bad, right? And like a doctor's like, yeah, that's fine, like as long as you didn't kill him, yeah, you can move the body. And you're like, oh my god.
As long as you didn't kill him.
Yeah. And so I really want
Promise?
Colton. Yeah. So I really want Colton to read this because it's definitely one that I'll be rereading. And yeah, it was just it was fantastic. So I recommend this to you. I'm gonna put it right here.
Can't wait. My first one is actually Cixin Liu's To Hold Up the Sky. I say actually like that because she actually just started this.
I did. I'm 20 pages in.
20 pages in.
Look
so
at me
like
go.
it's still new enough, but I have been recommending this book to her for probably a year or more.
Yeah.
Now. Backstory with this is we read The 3 Body Problem, Cixin Liu's trilogy, and it's one of the best trilogies of all time.
So good.
Death's End, the 3rd book, is mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a collection of short stories written over 20 years, I believe.
I think so. I think
it's like the 90s to 2012 or something. Let me check.
More than 20 years.
Yeah, 1985 is the first one, and 2014 is the latest one. But it's a collection of short stories from this author that we both have absolutely loved a trilogy from. And what's so cool about it is his writing is so science fiction and so like mind-blowing. To have it in short story form and to like read these short stories and still have them able to blow your mind in 40 pages as opposed to 1,500 like is quite incredible. And they're very emotional. They're very just like kind of explore humans, society, that kind of stuff, while also having insane science fiction twists on them. And one of the reasons I have been really recommending it to her recently is because she has read a lot of very heavy and emotional books lately.
Yeah.
And although these are emotional, not in like a heavy, like, whoa, I gotta sit down kind of way, in more of a, oh man, that was so sweet. Like, I really,
I need
like,
that.
yeah. And some of them are very sad, but like in a very like heartwarming way.
Okay.
So, To Hold Up the Sky by Sishin.
I'm excited. I don't think I have my bookmark in here yet. I think I just
I have
noted.
a bookmark in here.
Oh, you do?
Oh, thought I did. Am I thinking of this book? I'm thinking of this book. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
For another like 3 minutes.
My next book that I have to recommend is Who Fears Death by Nnedi Okorafor. Mostly recommending this to you because the prequel is coming out. I forgot the date. I kind of blocked that out because I was so excited. I didn't commit that into memory. I was just like, oh my gosh, like the second is coming out.
Yeah.
But I don't like telling you a lot about Nnedi Okorafor's bases of her books. We both just really like going Nnedi Okorafor and then jumping in and finding out. So I don't really want to tell you a whole lot, but I will tell you the character's name is, how do I pronounce it? Onisamu. Her name means Who Fears Death. This book has one of the coolest endings, like, not to be spoilery, but it's one of the coolest endings. And I know my husband's reading tastes, and I know he's going to really like the ending and probably think about it the way that I thought about it a little bit, I think. But Nnedi Okorafor's writing is just absolutely incredible. It really packs a bunch of punches and puts a lot of different topics right in front of you. This is African futurism, and although the topic is very difficult to read in a lot of places because it does heavily deal with treatment towards women. It deals with sexual assault and child abuse. There's a lot that's in here, but the story all around it, I want you to read it so much. You've read Binti, Remote Control, and Noor?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the only one. So I want you to read this so that then together we can read the prequel. Because I know I'm going to be reading the prequel and being around the house, being all chatty, being like, I need to talk to you about this.
That's
so I need you to read this one. I don't think I annotated it. Nope, I didn't annotate it. I'm sorry that I'm bringing this up in a video and I'm not telling you anything about it, but that's just always the way that I've jumped into Nnedi Okorafor's books. I've known like a little bit and then just jumped in, but maybe I'll read just like the first little paragraph of the synopsis and I won't read the other 2 paragraphs. That way there's a little something for them as well. Okay, so in post-apocalyptic Africa, the world has changed in many ways, yet in one region, genocide between tribes still bloodies the land. A woman who has survived the annihilation of her village in a terrible sexual assault by an enemy general wanders into the desert hoping to die. Instead, she gives birth to an angry baby girl with hair and skin the color of sand. That's all I'm gonna say. So just by the synopsis, you can tell that a lot is going to happen in the book, and a lot of extreme topics are going to be talked about in the book. So if you are curious about reading this, I would definitely recommend looking up content warnings. But I know that I've talked to you a lot about it, and I think you would like this book, and you need to read it so we can talk about it. Okay.
My second one is My Soul to Take by Tananarive Due.
Yeah.
This is the 4th book in the African Immortals series. It's the 4th and final book, I should say. And my god, this book is incredible. It follows so the series as a whole follows a main character who went through a ritual in Ethiopia to become immortal, and how he is living his life in like modern day America, or America in the 90s is when it was written. And oh my gosh, it's just incredible. One of the reasons I connected with this series at first is because of how it talks about Ethiopia. I have had the lucky experience to be able to go there. Oh, I actually have a Ethiopia bookmark in here. But I've been lucky enough to get to go there and experience a lot of the culture and also learn more about it through like my own research and stuff. and they have a colony in Lalibela, which is an ancient city that has many, many churches that are carved out of the rock. So the way that she played with like real history and made this fantasy like horror story out of it is just incredible. But My Soul to Take is the 4th book in the series. So much has happened from the main character Jessica in the start to following her children and what happens after that this book is just an incredible end to the series. Ooh. Because you still get so much story and so much action and so much like heartbreak. Like I was exclaiming out loud while I was reading this, like at work, at home, whatever. I got one of my coworkers to read this series, and you
both finished the series before me.
Yes, you started the first book first, and me and my coworker have both finished.
Y'all knocked it out.
The rest of it before her. But the 4th book is the only one left, and I just really want you to.
Did you read the 4th book during Black Halloween?
I started it during Black Halloween, but I was in a reading slump, so I was not able to like really finish it. Yeah. But yeah, I started during Black Halloween. I think I finished it in January.
Oh yeah, I think you did.
It was my first book of the year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just incredible. So My Soul to Take by Tanana Reevdu is my second recommendation.
Yay! I'm excited to get to it. Once we both read all of these books, we'll do an update video on how we liked them, if we thought that they were good recommendations, and yeah, that's that.
And evaluate your wife.
Oh, if I have the editing skills, I'll clip Louise saying that.
That's a quote from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
For anyone who does not.
Oh, I gotta figure out how to do that. I guess down below I'll link both of our story graphs if you're curious to see what we're currently reading. He's currently reading Black Leopard Red Wolf with another friend of ours, and I couldn't be more ecstatic.
Shout to Jay.
But yeah. But I'll link both of our story graphs, and we both stream on Twitch. So if you would like to follow my lovely husband Colton, or Anki PNW as he's known on Twitch, his information will be down below. My information will be down below as always. And thank you so much for joining us for this recommendation video. This was so great.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for liking and commenting as well. Yes. And let us know I guess what you would recommend for us.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe.
That too.
Come on.
That too. We're close to 500. It's free. It's just
close to 500. Come on.
Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.